We built this camper van during the lowest point of our lives. The idea was to reduce our expenses as much as possible, leave our rental and bills behind, to move into the van full-time, to save money. And it ended up being the decision that changed our lives. Are you thinking on building a van?
Hi guys, today I'm going to show you all the details of our van. The kitchen is divided in 3 sections. In the left we have the stove, in the middle we have the prep space, and on the right we have the black faucet and the black sink. The faucet has 2 options. In one side we have the filtered water, and in the other one the regular one. For the stove we decided to go with a gas stove. The material that we chose for the countertop is an stone with a marble finish because we wanted this kitchen to be as resistant as possible, since it was going to be our full-time home, and it has worked perfectly. This is the main storage space. On the right side we have a closet that goes from floor to ceiling. On the top part is where I keep all my clothes. We have several organizers depending on the season. We have from winter clothes to summer clothes. In the bottom part is where we keep our camping tables and chairs, and it's where we also hang our coats and keep extra bulky things like the pet's food, the ladder to access the roof, etc. And on the left side we have in the bottom the 12 volts fridge and freezer. And in the top part we have 3 sections. In the bottom one is where we keep all the vegetables and extra food. These 2 parts are for Pepe's clothes, and in the top part is where we have the safe, and on the left is where we keep the wax for surfing. The pools are solid brass. We recently installed these locks, and the finish of the doors cabinets is a white glossy. In this top section is where we keep our pillows and bed linens, and also a wood piece that we need to make the bed. We wanted to build a separation wall because we have 2 pets, and when driving it's safer for them to be on the back of the van. And also it was a good decision that we made it because the front part of the car gets really hot during the summer. We went with a 21mm plywood piece because it was sturdier and a wood insulation material. The wall is divided in 2 pieces, and we decided to put the cut of the wall behind the closet, so when you look at it you wouldn't see it from the front. We decided to cut these 2 openings by hand, and it was the first time that we were cutting straight lines. So in order to make it look better, we put these metal trims and then painted everything with a matte finish. The kitchen is composed by these 2 side doors. The middle section is composed with 3 drawers. At the beginning we wanted to keep it all minimal and install invisible locks, but it didn't work when we were driving on bumpy roads. The top drawer has mainly all the cutlery. The middle drawer is for all the food that we keep, like everything that we have in bottles, the salt, pepper, and the bottom one is for all the pans and pots that we use for cooking. On the left door we have the big gas tank for the gas stove and the water heater. Originally we wanted to install here an oven, but the gas tank wouldn't fit, so we decided just not to put it. On this right side is where we keep under the sink all the cleaning supplies and trash can, and then the top part of the kitchen in the left side is where we have our plates and glasses, and on the right side is where we keep the extra food that we have, mainly flour, beans and rice. These invisible locks work well in these top cabinets, and we kept all of them. Here we have the bathroom. We waterproofed the entire bathroom before putting all the finishes, and for the walls we chose this waterproof glossy plastic which goes from floor to ceiling. We custom made this shower pan in a grey finish. For the fixtures, we went with black finish for the shower and also for the soap holders. And here on the left, we have the cleaning tool that we use after we take a shower. And in the ceiling, we have the light and the extractor. For the toilet, we went with a chemical toilet, mainly because it was more affordable, but instead of using chemicals, we were able to find a natural solution. And then we installed this door to make the whole bathroom waterproof. Last but not least, the bathroom volume has this hanger for the towels.
You're a natural man.
And in the back of the van is where we spend most of our time. We love to open the rear doors and hang out here in the couch. We went with the U-shaped couch, mainly because we needed more storage space. And in this part is where we have our outdoor shower, is where we keep our toilet products, and also the water hose, which you can all access.
And this is real life, it's not a van tour anymore.
This is where we fill our water tank. It has a lock, and then we just... And this is the faucet to empty the grey water. Now it's empty. The table is on a lagoon mount, so you can move it freely, and we can also remove it in order to make our bed. And this is the bed. It's a 175 by 140, which is perfect for me, not so much for Pepe. And this is how long it takes to take it out. In this side we have two regular outlets. Here we have the controller for the diesel heater. And in this other side the switches and two USB chargers. Here in the bottom we have the carbon monoxide alarm, and here in the back we have the diesel heater pipe. In these cabinets is where we have the control panel that controls all the van, the switch for the inverter, and the switch for the water heater. In the last cabinet, in this part of the van, is where we keep mostly toilet paper, kitchen paper and incense. In this side we have a bigger space for towels and for iron, and also extra storage space. We have two fans, a big one in the back that we use for cross ventilation, and a smaller one in the front that we use for the kitchen.
Now I'm gonna explain more technical things about the build. Here in this left bench is where we have all the water installation, a 132 liters water tank, a 5 steps osmosis filter, then a 5 liter tank for the filter water. This is the water expansion tank that you need to install after the pump, and this is actually the 12-volt water pump. We use 2 color pipes, blue for cold water and red for hot water, and that's all it is in this bench. Now we move to the electrical bench. This black box is actually a 10 liters water heater that runs with gas. You can see the copper pipe right above it that brings the gas from the gas tank. This blue box is the MPPT solar charge controller. It's a piece that goes in between the solar panels and the battery, and it speaks to both, controlling the charge that the solar panels provide to the battery. This gray box here is where we made all the electrical connections of the van. Here we have 3 fuses. All these blue and brown cables come out of the gray box and connect to the main control panel of the van. We can control pretty much everything from the screen: the water pump, lights, battery charge, water level, temperature, etc. This is the battery. We changed it recently, as you could see 3 episodes ago. Nothing fancy. An AGM deep cycle battery, 12 volts, 132 amps hour, and it's strapped to the floor. This is the main switch that connects and disconnects the battery to the system. This black box here is the 1400 watts inverter. Basically what it does, it transforms the 12 volts of the battery into 220 volts for any normal outlets. This is the fuse for the inverter and the breakers for the 220 installation. This black pipe here brings the hot air from the diesel heater that we have installed below the van and heats the van through this air entry. And then on the roof rack we install 350 watts of solar panels. This solar panel is 150 and this second one is 100 watts, and we install it a little bit later because at the beginning with 150 watts only it wasn't enough. Now with 350 we haven't run out of electricity ever. Even when we stay in Norway we didn't have any issues with the electricity, so that's pretty good. And also the battery is connected to the alternator of the van, so in case that there is no sun for a few days, then we can just turn the van on and charge the battery. We are now working on a detailed video of the van build. It's gonna show the whole build from start to finish with all the details of everything that we did, and it's gonna show like how 2 regular people like us were able to build the van that we just showed you. And with no previous experience, we didn't know anything, we didn't have any tools. I never even actually used a grinder. It was a big challenge, and we're very happy that we actually went for it and did the van, because it actually changed our lives. This cabin over here and this workshop was also built by us after we built the van, and we didn't know that we had it in us until we started. We planned for a while to have the van guide available for you to purchase, and like we have for the cabin and the workshop, but this time we want to do it differently. We want to do a free video for you all to have all this information and maybe help some of you that are looking to build a van like ours without having to spend any money. So that's the idea. Make sure to subscribe if you are interested, and if you have any suggestion of what you want us to answer, let us know in the comments of this video. You can ask anything, any detail that you want, and we will share it with you guys. We are also going to be sharing costs and all the specs and materials that we used. If you want to watch us building the cabin or the workshop, we have full playlist of the whole build. The first 5 episodes or so are a bit rough because we didn't know anything about filming or editing, and we needed to learn everything from scratch. Our skills improved over the time. In case that you're interested in starting your own YouTube channel, you will be able to see our improvement in filming and editing through all the videos for the past 2 years. Also, I want to thank everybody that used our Squarespace code for the last couple of months, and to Squarespace for sponsoring these videos. As you guys know, our websites are built with Squarespace. They make it extremely easy to create beautiful websites with no web coding knowledge at all, because the whole building process is completely interactive. They offer many features for pretty much anybody, like portfolios, blogging tools. They have also e-commerce like us, where you can sell your physical or digital products through the website, and everything is automatically handled by them. Like we were traveling in Norway, we were selling digital products, the website was doing all the work for us. If you're interested in building your website, I do recommend them 100%, and you don't have to take my word for it, because they give you a free trial, so you can just try for yourself, and if it works, once you're ready to launch your website, you can head to squarespace/modernhousecabin to get a 10% off on your first purchase of a website or domain. And with this code, you not only get 10% off your purchase, you are also helping us to keep creating this content. We'll see you guys in the next video.
if you would like to see how we use the van, we recently came from a trip that we did to Norway. We are going to leave all the links of the trip in the description box.